I'm Win Goodier. I'm the chef and culinary director here at Nuttall store. I've been here in the chef capacity for about 4.5 years. The store is actually owned by a nonprofit, and I was on the board of directors for about 5 years before that. We specialize in try to do as many local ingredients as possible, and local is it's Virginia, but it can also be Maryland, West Virginia, North Carolina. And there's some people are local that they want to tell you the cow's name that made the cheese, and that's cool, but that's not us. The pork comes straight off the farm. The lamb comes straight off the farm. We deal with local seafood, crabs and oysters. The oysters I get are a family up on the Rappahannock. It's not through a company, it's through this family. That's what they do. The meats we do, it's Angus beef. Most of it comes out of Lynchburg. The pork comes out of Waynesboro, a farm called Automala Farms. They're really well known for their quality pork. Lamb comes from Highland County. The pork and the lamb, I actually have to go to Richmond to meet the truck because they just don't deliver down here. But to me, it's worth it. And the cool thing is the people that you deal with that raise these things, are just so into it, and you can taste it in the quality of the product. John that has a Meadow Pride's farm that's the lamb. I mean, he's just the coolest guy to talk to. And the same thing with Clay that has Autumn Olive. I mean, we went up there a couple years ago, my wife and I stopped by, and we went up taking a tour of the farm. We're on a four-wheeler for 3.5 hours just going through the woods. We're finding the pigs eating acorns in the woods and doing all this. We get grains, cornmeal, grits, different flours from a place called Deepard's Milling, which is out, I think it's Amherst County, but it's the last mill in the state that uses a water wheel to grind. And it's just, there's such a cool story behind it. I've actually taken a lot of our stuff and put QR codes, little signs on it, so people can look at their websites, because some of their websites are phenomenal, but it tells the rest of the story. I like to have a story with the things that we sell. The former owner of the store was Rudy Nuttall. The store is actually technically known as Ware Neck store, but Rudy had it for like 60 years, and so it was called Nuttall store, and that's what everybody knows it as. So that's what it should be. He did everything here. They'd have half sides of beef, and he was the postmaster too. As apparently he would be cutting beef or something like that, and you wanted your mail, he'd just kind of wipe his hands off on the towel and grab your mail and hand it to you, and that's the way it was. But just a really cool guy. I still use some of his equipment. I've got his meat saw and some of his knives and meat grinder and all that stuff. So I'm thinking that when I'm using it, maybe he's looking down and smiling. His saying was, if we don't have it, you don't need it. One of the things when I got here is the food sales were not really existent, really. They did sandwiches and things like that, and there were some grocery store items, little things. But you've got to be able to make the machine work. So we started off, adding things to the deli, and one of the things that's made us really successful are meals to go. And we do something different every night during the week, and prepare the meals where all you have to do is heat it up. Kind of followed the old U-Crops model, because U-Crops up in Richmond had this meal to go thing where everybody's so busy. The thought was everybody's so busy, if you can just put something in the oven that's really good, that's not fast food, that's actually good for you, that people would buy it as a time saving. So we wanted to try that here, and it's worked out really well. Now, a lot of people do come in for the meats, and we usually have potatoes and vegetables, things, side dishes and stuff that can go with it. But that's the meals to go thing has been it's really taken off. Just life is so hectic now, it made sense. The building itself is owned by a nonprofit. It's Friends of Ware Neck store. Nuttall store actually rents from what we affectionately call Founds. And the post office rents, and then there's a business upstairs too. So all the money goes to Founds. And they also, because they're a nonprofit, they also do fundraisers every year. And so Founds is actually, where Nuttall's is just a tenant, Founds is actually, they own the building and the 5 acres it sits on. The entire building is original. The back part, I think, was added on, but a long, long time ago. And originally, Rudy and his family lived there in the back, and then worked up front. But it's, since right after the Civil War, this place has been here. The cool thing I think about it is it's never closed, ever. And so that's, the history of that is just amazing. The cool thing about being here is I grew up in a little house and it was 200 years old. So being in an old place like this to me is really cool. To be able to kind of control your own destiny with your ideas, and see if this works, and getting the reaction from the people. Yeah, we're on Ware Neck, but our customer base is from all over. People come from Virginia Beach, from Charlottesville. A lot of people from Williamsburg come over for lunch, and we've really become a lunch destination. But the cool thing is the sense of community. We did tree lighting here a couple weeks ago, and just for Ware Neck, and which was just really neat. It had all ages here, and then I do a Christmas Eve breakfast here, and everybody comes in. And the one thing they say about it is they're seeing each other getting mail, but just to say hi normally. So to be able to kind of sit down and have eat with your neighbors and talk, because everybody really likes it. But it's the sense of community that we have here, which is, to me, it's unique. We're a grocery store. We're not a restaurant. We're a grocery store that serves food. So there's not, although it gets crazy here, it's a different feel to it.